script, the last script that we recorded, I'm going to do the correlation on that, and then I'm going to set up all the parameters on that one. Okay. Yeah, and then my plan is going uploading that script in the controller and execute a short test with that. Okay. Now take a look here. I'm going to open a script that I have previously created. Where did I create the script? Did I forget? No, I created it in my preferred place. So let's see if it is still there. So scripts, and then I think sign up users, that was the script, right? Now in sign up, remember that when you open application, when we initially open application, we do not have a transaction. Do we have a transaction? No. Why we don't have a transaction? Because when we are opening application, we do not have an option to create a transaction. So what we do, we create a transaction here. So that will be 01. Okay. Now when you create a transaction, you will have to end that transaction, and when you are ending transaction, what you will have to do? Right? Now, so after doing that, what is your first task? Remove all of the unnecessary think time, because you are starting a transaction here. Sign up, right? Click on sign up. You are starting the transaction here, and you are ending the transaction here. Now in between, if you have a think time here, can you see you have a think time here? This think time is going to be counted inside click on sign up. When you are clicking on sign up, it is going to display it took 66 seconds plus some more seconds. If you have a think time inside the transaction. So what is your task? First, remove all of the unnecessary think times. How do you do that? Select it, find all, and start from the bottom and remove line by line. Right? You go there, remove all of the think time, unnecessary think time, line by line. Right? Okay. Now what? Now nothing. Okay. Now we have removed the think time, but actually we need the think time. We have removed the think time, but we need the think time. So why you remove them? Because they were not in the right place. They are not in the right place. I am going to put them in the right place. What is the right place? After each of the transaction, before starting another transaction, in between the transaction, I will have the think time. Now let's see where I have all the end transaction. So I have, how will you select it? Can you see? I am selecting that end transaction and find all, and I will be starting from the. Can you see after that sign off? Are you going to add a think time after sign off? After sign off, when you are done with one iteration, are you going to put a think time? No, because it will be a pacing time. Pacing time. It will be pacing time. Now, so where will I put all the think times? See, I am ending transaction here. I am going to add a think time here for how long? Let's say 20 seconds. For our learning, normally in real application we will be putting 20 seconds. For our learning, we will be putting 2 seconds, so that it doesn't make us delayed. Okay. In real life, you will be putting 20 seconds. Every transaction you will be putting 20 seconds. And now I will mark the end of the transaction with some decorations.
Iteration and transaction. Same.
Now.
তাহলে আপনার first বলছেন break end of the iteration is pacing time.
Pacing time. Iteration is when I am done with all of the transaction. Let's say I am opening application, logging in, signing off. When I am done with all of this, then one iteration is done.
যখন আপনি when you're giving the think time is in between the iteration.
In between the transaction. The transaction is when you are opening application, this is a transaction. When you are logging in, that is a transaction. When you are signing off, that is a transaction.
The transaction in between the transaction.
Now take a look everyone here. I am putting think time at the end of each of the transaction. How I am doing it, just notice it, how I am doing it. Okay, can you see I typed it once and then I am just what I am doing, I am just now the purpose of putting those asterisks and this is a commented line to clearly display the end of each transaction. Select one of the end transaction, press Ctrl F, find all. Now you have all of them, right? Start from the, like here you go from the bottom. See, this is the first, like if you look at from the bottom, you can double click and go each of the enter. Is it clear? Now what is the purpose of this line with asterisk? Just to it is commented out. It is commented out just to mark every transaction. It will not be executed. Okay. Now let's come to the point. So what we did, everyone, take a look. These user, we opened the application and then we have submitted this user registration. Can you see automate code 1? We have set up a password, we have our first name, last name, our street address, our city, right? We have everything we are submitting here. Remember, when you click on sign up, we have to input some data. So we are sending all the data here. Now, can we register another user with same data? Can we register another user with same name automate code 1? Can we? No. My question here. Can I register another user with automate code 1? No. I can give the same password, same street address, same everything, but this one will have to be different. This one will have to be different. But if I try to execute it with the same data, what will happen? So I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to execute it with the same data. An error has occurred. I'm seeing that there is an error. So if you see errors like that,
now you're testing the defect, right? If you take it, then it
is a defect. Then it is a defect. Now let me show you. It is when I'm trying to execute it, it is not taking it. So I'll have to close it. I'll have to start it back. So I'm closing it, and I'll be starting it back. Sometimes you will see no errors detected, but it will not go through. So what you will have to do, you will have to close it and then you will have to start it back. I'm trying to closing it. See, I'm trying to close it. Yeah, I'm trying to close the script. And then let me open the script back. Okay, so now let me see if I have all the think times and stuff in the place here. We have it. I'm going to start execution. So still it is showing that an error occurred sp virtual user generator. There is a problem in the script, that is why it cannot move forward. Let me see what is that problem, if I can identify it, or I'll have to record it again. Close. Yes. Still not because let me stop recording here. Creating issue, right? This script was, when I was trying to execute that issue, it was creating, and I was trying to execute that this script, it was not going through. So what I am going to do, can you see this regenerate script, right? I will be clicking on that regenerate script, then all of the modification that I did on that script, they will be gone, right? All of the, like I remove all of the think time, everything. So can you see is gone. I did put the something in between transaction, they are gone, right? Now let me try to see if it runs. Yeah, no, everything is, it is saved, but whatever modification we did, that is gone. Now can you see this script is continuously creating issue? So this script, what I will do, I will go back to my base machine, and in the base machine I'll go back to my base machine, and I'll try to see what happens in the base machine. Yeah, I'm recording. So this script, as it is creating trouble here, I'm going to go back to my base machine to see how it perform in my already. So when I am trying to register another user with automate code 1, right, with automate code 1, it is not able to do it. Now can you see, okay, now it was not able to do it. The summary is this. Now what I will have to do, I will have to, in order to make the registration successful, instead of automate code 1 here, I will have to give what? Actually, is this registration? Let me see what I am doing here. So here, I'm submitting the registration. So instead of automate code 1, what I will have to do? Instead of automate code 1, I have to give another one, automate code 2, right? But automate code 2 is also registered, right? So what I will have to do, I will have to give something that is not already registered. Let's say automate code 20, right? Automate code 20, and let's put a breakpoint here and try to execute it. So if automate code 20 is not already registered, then it will be our now it will be submitting all the information. Now if this user is, I think automate code 20 is username is already taken, that means this user is already created. Now what I will have to do, I will have to find something that is not created. Let me try with automate code 30, right? Let me see what happens now. Okay, so if I try to execute it, can you see it was successful, right? Now each time I execute, will I do the same thing? I will change it and do execution? No. What I will do, I will create. Okay, now in that script what we did, we created a user. We have created a user, and then we did login by that user. Is that correct? We have created that user, and in the later step of the user, we have used that user to log in. Right? Now, let's say automate code 1 is already created. Everyone, please look at here. Automate code 1 is already created. Now we are trying to log in by automate code 1. Do you think we will be able to log in? Why?
No, already created, we are trying to log in.
Log in?
Yes.
We should be able to log in?
But we need to log out.
No, log out is not issue.
Created,
We are trying to log in.
Yes, yeah, we will be able to.
We will be able to log in.
Yes.
So here in this line number 85, we are sending a request to the server. We are trying to log in using automate code 1, and we should be able to log in. If you go back to the application itself, here you will be manually you will be able to log in. If you go to the application itself, let me go to the application itself from there, HP software, load runner, samples, web. If I go there, the application is being opened. Let me go to the application again. HP software, HP load runner, and then samples, web, this one. So if you come here, if you try to log in using automate code 1, and our password is L12345, L12345, you can see that we are able to log in. Right? Now see here, when I am moving forward, right, when I am moving forward, here we are trying to log in. Can you see in this one we are sending the login request, right? Now if I send this request here, can you see it was not able to log in, it failed, and here it is saying that user session value is not correct. Here it is saying that user session value is not correct. So what is the problem? The correlation. Yes, you are right. The correlation. Can you see this value? Can you see this value? We didn't correlate this value. Right? Now, when we are logging in, we are submitting the user ID and password. We are submitting the user ID and what? The password. The password here, instead of, we do not want to keep any confusion, we know our password is 12345, right? But because of that dynamic session ID, let me do it again. You will see we will not be able to log in. I am executing it again. So now we are automate code 30 we have already created, right? Now we are not able to move forward with automate code 30. Can you see? Because we already have automate code 30. So what we will have to do again, over there where we are putting automate code 30, we will have to make it automate code 31. And I do not want to keep any confusion regarding password. See, we have password and confirm password. We will keep it in that way. Now let me try to do it again. Right? So you are able to register automate code 31. Is that correct? So now if you come here, what we are doing here in this request, what we are doing here, we are trying to log in by automate code 1. Now can you see we are not able to log in by automate code 1. So what is the reason? Because of that correlation. So to do the correlation, what I will do, I will use automatic correlation method. So I will select that value. I will select that value here, right? I'll select that value, and can you see correlate selection? I'll be selecting correlate selection, and then I will click on correlate. Now see, instead of that dynamic value here, right, we have correlated, and instead of we have set up a parameter. Now what it did, now it has automatically set up a statement here in the opening application. When you opening application, it is it put a statement here. When you did the correlation, can you see it has automatically placed a statement here that will capture that value in that variable, and we have used that. Now again we have automate code 31 that is already registered. So what we will have to put here, we will have to put automate code 32 here, 32, right? Let me do it.
Correlation that the automation is associated, you have to associate to run the page. It cannot be validated and just associated with connect with the automated. Kind of same concept.
সেম কনসেপ্ট। এখানে বিষয়টা হচ্ছে যে আপনি যেই ভ্যালুটা ডাইনামিক ভ্যালুটা আপনি পাস করতেছেন, ইউ হ্যাভ টু ক্যাপচার ইট ইন দ্য প্রিভিয়াস ফিগার। টু ক্যাপচার দ্যাট ভ্যালু, this is the statement that we have, and this statement we didn't write it, it was automatically generated when we correlated. Now what we are doing, we have registered automate code 32, and then what is our next step? Our next step, look at here everyone, we are trying to look at everyone here, we are trying to log in using automate code 1. So is it our purpose to log in using automate code 1 or automate code 32? Which one? What is our purpose? Our purpose is to log in using automate code 32, not automate code 1. But we are just doing it, we will be making the change. Now we are able to log in because we have correlate that value, right? Now let's come to the point. Okay, now every time I execute, will I put the change that value? No, it will not work like that. What I'm going to do, can you see these parameters? Can you see these parameters? I'll be going there, I'll create a new parameter here, and I'll put the parameter, let's say p user id, and here can you see create table? You'll be selecting create table and then edit with notepad, and you put, let's say, how many users we have registered so far? Automate code 32, so we need to start from automate code 33, and I want to register from automate code 33 to, actually I want to register from automate code 33 to, I want to register 100 users. So how many, if I want to register 100 users from automate code 33, let me open Excel here. Let me open Excel so that I can show you. So I want to register how many users? 100 users. Let's say, let's make it simple, from 101 to 200. If I select from 101 to 200, then how many users it will be? No, from 101 to 200. No, it is 100. It is 100. Let me show you how it is. You are subtracting from 100 to 200 to 101, right? No,
because we don't know, so we must.
Okay, take a look here. Come here. Where is my Excel? So this is my Excel. Right? I'm creating a new Excel document. And how will I create 100 users? Automate code 101, right? I want to start with automate code 1, and then how will I create? Take a look everyone here. Can you see how I created 100 users? From 101 I started, I went up to 200, and can you see what is the row number here? Clear? Is it clear? Okay, if it is clear, then I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to copy what? All of this. Then let me go to my script itself. In the script, can you see edit with notepad? I'll be clicking on, I already clicked on edit with notepad. So my notepad is here. I'm going to, instead of value, I'm going to put all the values here. So I created the user from Excel. I brought it here, and always remember, just keep one empty line at the end of the parameters value. So when you are in the last parameter, if you click down arrow, you will be able to go one more line. You will be able to go one more line. Now I have the, can you see? Now I have all of the username, and can you see by name? You will be selecting the user ID. By name what? The user ID. Now can you see sequential? Instead of sequential, I will say unique. I will say unique. And here, right, when all of the users, let's say when all of the users will be registered, will you be able to register any more? Like all of the users are registered, will you be able to register another time the same users? No. So when all of the users are registered, I am asking abort B user. When all of the users are registered, what I am asking? Exit out that B user. Right? Okay. Then two things I set up. I set up by name. I have selected the T user ID. I have selected here, I have selected unique, and here when all of the users are registered, abort, exit out. Okay. Then what is the parameter name? P user ID. Now I am going to go to my script. Instead of putting when I am registering the user, take a look here everyone. When I am registering the user, can you see when I am registering the user? When I am registering the user, I, instead of automate code 32, what is the parameter I named over there? P user ID. So I am putting that, and I will copy that. So I am registering a user, and then when I am logging in later on, when I am logging in here, right? Instead of automate code 1, I will be verify whatever user I am registering. I will be verify that user is able to log in. So I am putting same thing here. Now if I execute, take a look here. Now I do not want to damage my 101 user. I want to keep them intact. So what I want to do, in the parameter file, I want to put another user here, automate code 33, because I want to keep these users. I do not want to mess up with this user. I will be using these users to execute the test. So I am using some other user. Yeah, I'm adding some other. Yeah, some more in it.
Oh, these are specific, like different number I'm making.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Now I want to execute two iteration. I want to execute how many iteration? How many iteration I want to execute? 2. So how will I do that? I want to execute 2 iteration, and also I want to see how my think time is working. How my think time is working. How my pacing time is working. So what I am going to do, I am going to go runtime settings. I'm going to go runtime settings. How many iteration I want? 2. Now pacing time. Like when I am done with one iteration, how many time I want to wait? Let's say I am selecting. Can you see fixed here? Instead of fixed, I am going to select random. Instead of fixed, I am going to select random, and I am going to say from 5 seconds to 10 seconds. any time. So my pacing time will be from 5 seconds to 10 seconds. It could be 6 seconds, 7. It could be 7 seconds. My pacing time will be a random value. Pacing time. So I am not putting pacing time in the script. I am setting a random pacing time here. Remember, previously you did fixed pacing time. I am saying here a random pacing time from 5 to 10 seconds. And then come to the log. Remember, here I am saying standard log. I am not saying parameter substitution extended log. I am not saying that. Come to the think time. I want to say a random think time. Everyone, take a look here. Random think time. I want to say whatever think time I placed in the script. Everyone, whatever think time I placed in the script, 50 to 100%. 50 to 100%. So if it is 2 seconds in the script, what is the think time I have? 2 seconds. So it could be 1 second, it could be 1.5 second, it could be 1.25 second, it could be up to 100%. 100% means 2 seconds. You got it? So in the script itself, how many seconds I have? 2 seconds. How many seconds I have? 2 seconds. If you say 50% of 2 seconds, what is the 1? If you say 75% of 2 seconds, what is that? 1.25. If you say 100% of 2 seconds, what is that? 2 seconds. So my think time will be in between 50 to 100%. You got it? I am giving a random think time. Now I got everything. Let me do the execution. You will practically see how think time is working here. Okay. Besides that, remember when we execute the test, right? It was able to register our user. It was able to log in, right? But can you see in the log? Can you see the value of the session ID? Can you see the value of the session ID in the log?
No.
Can you see any scrambled, any ununderstandable value here?
No.
No, right? Because in our log setting, we have what is the log setting? We have standard log. We do not have parameter substitution. So what we will have to do? Extended log, parameter substitution. Then we will see in the log, we will be able to see that our parameter, what is that value coming. Is it clear? Now let me start execution. Yeah. In the extended log, if you set up extended log, then you will be able to see the value of those parameters over there. Now can you see here, everyone? Everyone, please take a look here. Can you see this line here? So where it is coming from? Line number 53. LR think time 1.26 seconds. 1.26. Why it is 1.26? Yeah, it will be from 50% to 100%, right? Is it clear? Now all of the think time, eventually all of the think time will be played accordingly. Now where are we? We are in this line. What we are doing here? We are submitting the new user. Now so here I have P user ID.
Are you able to cover some stuff until 1 o'clock?
So what about if I go a little bit beyond 1 o'clock?
Because this is being already in class. So that's not making sense to go over detailed 3 hours for this one.
So the problem here is many of you are not able to answer anything.
But we want your video. You can tell us and give us homework. We can do it.
I gave you homework, they didn't do it.
But we did it. We have to go over some new stuff because we cannot stand over 1 o'clock. Have family problem too.
Okay, so folks, can you tell me like what is your plan? Because I'm not getting any output from you. Like all of you need to be in the same pace. right? What is what is your plan? Like, I got some of the output from them, but I didn't get any output from you. See, same stuff I am explaining here. I'm not like.
That's why, like, we losing our time.
The same video you have, same video, trailer, and this one the same. Every step you can.
Okay, so what I am doing here, see, that script is totally ready. I can put it in the controller and I can run it now. But before, let me finish this discussion here. So I am now submitting this user ID here, and now after submitting it, you can see here that I'm trying to log in using that ID. Now if you take a look at the log, can you see here that P user ID? We have P user ID 33. That means it is registered, right? So if I keep running, it will, can you see now it is waiting a random amount of time for as a pacing time. Here it is waiting 134. Now how many times, like I will show you. One iteration was, let me finish this execution. Right, now let me show you. Can you see, if you take a look, ending iteration, right, ending iteration, if you take a look here, waiting after ending the first iteration, what is the time I waited? 9.3570. Why? Because we have set up a random wait time 5 to 10 seconds, right? Okay, now my script is ready. So what I am going to do, I am going to take that script to the controller now, and remember, take a look here, two of the in the parameter pool, how many parameters I have now, right now? How many parameters I have now? You come to the last line and view status bar. How many parameters I have now? 105. But remember, the first line, is it a parameter? No. So then that means how many real parameter we have? 104. Out of that 104, these two are already what? These two are already registered, right? These two are already registered. Remember that these two are already registered. So I do not want to execute for these two user ID. So what I will have to do, I will here, this 33 and 34 is already registered. How will you, when I am executing, if I don't want them, how will you escape them? No, delete, no comment. I don't want to delete, I want to keep them here. So what is the process?
She's already registered those two user IDs. An option that you can keep it and run?
We already did it. You guys need to come up with whatever we did. You guys need to come up with everything, because otherwise, I'm just spending my time. If you do not follow it, what is the purpose of doing it here? So I want to start execution from parameter 35, right? What is the parameter? 35. What is the parameter? 35. What is the line number for parameter 3? Parameter 35, line number 3, right? Now can you see first data line, you move it up. Now can you see it is on line number 35, right? We are able to do it, right? Okay, now I'm going to save it. Okay, now my script is done. I'm going to take this script. I have set up runtime settings, I have set up pacing time, think time, log, everything, right? One other thing you will have to do in the runtime settings, make sure before you do that, how many iteration I have here? 2. You will have to make sure that it is 1 iteration. Okay, and then you save it. Now my script is saved. Now let me start the controller. So if I want to bring the controller, you will see in your computer the controller is somewhere. Can anyone help me relocating where is controller?
The one is all the way down, all the first row.
Good job. Yeah, this is my controller. I'm starting it. Let me pause the recording here. Right? So when controller is being started, you can see this, that controller is started, right? So you'll have to specifically focus here. That is another new part that we are discussing here. Yeah, yeah. Controller is starting. When controller is starting, it will give you option, right? Can you see? You have option. You can select script. You can select script. Now I am. Can you see? I am clicking browse. Now what is the script that I want to bring here? I want to bring that sign up user, right? Can you see? I want to bring this one. I am clicking open. Now that, let me remove everything. This one, let me see if I can delete it, and then let me browse again. This is the script that we were working, right? How will you know? Can you see 1249? So this is the script that we are going to execute. Now
We need to browse every time.
Yeah, browse. Then can you see that it is added, and click OK. Now you can see here the script came here in the controller, right? What you will do, can you see basic schedule? First thing that you do, you select basic schedule. Okay, now let's come to the runtime settings from here. Okay, to get the first thing that you do, can you see load generators? Can you see here load generators? All load generators. Here you will have to, in reality, you will have load generators, multiple load generators for generating load. Now what is load generators? What is load generators? Load generators are again another some servers, some computers where we are generating the load. Let's say if you want 100 users will be going into that application. Now 100 users will have machine to go into that application, because if you try to go into, let's say 1000, if you want to generate 1000 users from a single machine, that machine will not be able to handle that load. So you'll have to select load generators. Now in here we don't have any load generators. We will be using localhost, this machine, for generating load. How will you select load generators? Can you see localhost? Can you see localhost? I'll be clicking localhost. Okay, and then can you see here these can you see this icon, load generators? You will be clicking on load generators here, and how will you make sure that these load generators is working? Can you see connect? Can you see ready? That means it will be able to, we will be able to use load generator by that local host. Now it is, if you see disconnect, that means it is already connected. Now here some other thing, can you see runtime settings? You click on it, runtime settings, and can you see run logic? We have one iteration, and then can you see pacing? We have 5 to 10 second random. In log we have parameter substitution extended log. In think time we have 50 to 100% of 2 seconds.
We just create the last script.
In the last script,
It's
coming in the controller, is connected. The script loaded here. That's why we are able to see this
same thing.
same thing, right? and let me click OK, and then you come here. Can you see number of B users? Number of B users. Now how many? Okay, let's say you have 10 cards here. So one card is here, card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, card 5, card 6, card 7. Let's say we have 7 or card 8, card 9, card 10. Okay. Now to drive these 10 cars, unless they are self-driving cars, right? To drive this car you need how many drivers? 10 drivers. Is it understandable? To drive this 10 cars you need 10 drivers. Now in our script itself, how many users we have? 100. We have 104. Out of 104, two of them we already executed. So how many left? 102, right? 102. Let's forget about that 2. So how many we left? 100, right? Now if you want to drive that 100 users, how many drivers you will need? 100. How many drivers you will need to drive that 100 car? How many drivers you need? 100. Okay. Now you don't have 100 drivers. Let's say in an application concurrency is not 100. Concurrency is 100. So concurrency is 10. Our concurrency is not 100. Our concurrency is 10. But user ID, how many user ID we have? 100. Right? We do not want to use the same user ID again and again. So what is the concurrency? 10. Right? Now we need to drive those 100 cars by that 10 drivers. So what will be the policy? 10 drivers. We have how many drivers? 10. How many cars? 100. So if we want to take that 100 cars from here to Shamli, 10 driver will take 10 cars and drive it to Shamli. Then they will be coming here. They will take another. They will take another 10 cars. They will be driving it to there. Then they will be coming here. They will be taking another 10 cars. So how many times they will have to?
10 times.
How many times? 10 times. If they drive 10 times, then they will be able to finish all the cars moving over there. Is it clear, this concept? Now in this script we have 100 cars. That means we have 100 users. We have how many drivers? We are going to put 10 drivers, 10 virtual users. 10 virtual user is going to register these users for us. Now how many times they need to do the register? Each user, how many times they need to? 10 times. Is it clear? Now see here, total B users I am going to put 10. That is 10 driver, right? Total B users, how many B users? 10. How many B users? 10. Now from here, can you see this icon here? Can you see this view script? Can you see that? Can you see that? Okay, don't forget about that. Go to runtime settings. Go to runtime settings. If you go to run logic, how many each of the user, how many times they will need to execute? How many iterations they will need to execute? 10. You put the 10 here. You got it? So here the number 10 B users, they are our driver who is going to take each of the data and register for us. And each of the B users, how many times they will have to do it? 10 times. How many times they will have to do it? How many times they will have to do it? 10 times. Then all of the 100 data will be registered. Is that concept is clear? And to generate the load, what is the load generator they will be using? That local host, right? Now see here, you can say when we have 10 B user, we can start all of the B users together, or we can start, let's say, we can start users simultaneously. Let's say we want to start 2 users every 5 seconds. Every 2 users every 5 seconds. This is like, remember, when an application, like, not all of the users come at the same time. Let's say when you go to Best Buy, you go on your time. When I go my own time, right? Not all of the users jump into that application. So you can gradually, make the user coming to the application to create the real life scenario. So out of the 10 users, we have 10 drivers, right? They will not start, it is not a race, right? If it is a race, they will take the 10 cars, they will start driving, right? But it is not a race. What they will do, one driver will start, 2 driver will start now, and then another 2 driver, they will be starting. In fact, 10 driver cannot go to parallel, because there are not that many lanes. So what will do, 2 drivers will go, and after that 2 drivers will go, after that 2 drivers will go, in that way. But in application, 10 user can start doing it, but we are not going to do that. We are going to generate 2 users will start, then every 5 seconds 2 users will start. Is it clear?
No, right. First we are deciding, like how many we divided and how many first run, right? And first they're gonna, the user, how many users gonna go. Now, after that, also we are breaking it. Right?
Breaking it. So, two will be, in reality, in the application, when you are putting 100 users, not all of the users jump into the application at the same time.
No, so you're distributing that, you said one time.
Okay, let me tell you. Folks, focus on here. Look at me. What I'm trying to say. When we have 10 users, not all of the 10 users are going to start working at the same time. But remember, when 2 users are driving, they are on the road, they are driving. Yeah. When another 2 is starting, they are also driving. So how many working together? 4. When another 2 is starting, then 6. 6 is using that application. When another 2 is starting, they are, remember, they are using the application at the same time, but they are gradually starting. When all of them are started, then they are, when all of them are started, then they are fixed. They keep running. Is it still confusing?
Not all of these users started at the same time.
Same time, but when all of them has started, until they reach the destination, they keep running.
So they keep at the same time, right? No, they can't, because everyone time they are keep going. From starting point, like 2 seconds, the other 2 users.
Both of us logging at the same time, তোমার কাছে 1 second আগে আমার 1 second পরে হচ্ছে at a time কোনো দিনও হয় না. Even though we start logging at
See, we can start at the same time. To keep it simple, I can start all the users at the same time. But I'm trying to bring the real situation. The real situation is not all of the users start at the same time. So they start gradually, and when all of them are started, they keep running. They keep running until their goal is completed, right? Now, so I have, there are, again, when you are executing test, this is just the basic. There are multiple things we will be learning here, okay? Now, can you see, I have 2 users every 5 seconds, they will be starting, right? And can you see, run until completion? We can say run until completion, or we can say run for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 hours, 10 hours. Okay? So now we are saying run until completion, and can you see, everyone take a look here. 2 users will be starting at 5 seconds, then another 2. So after 10 seconds, all of the 10 users will be starting, and from there they will be keep executing. Now let me start execution here. There might be okay, there might be problem, but I'm going to start execution here. Results directory. right? Let me create a results directory. Result directory already exists, override result directory. Okay, that thing I need to set up here. Now take a look, everyone. Here overwriting will delete all files. They are saying our results directory will be created, but can you see what is the path? C users, learn, UFT, app, data, local, temp, res, override. So we will have to create a results directory too. Let's say no, right? Now where we want to create our results directory? Everyone take a look here. I want to save my results directory, let's say in my desktop. Where is my desktop? This is my desktop, and I'm going to create my results directory. Okay, let me put in my C drive. I'm going to create my result directory as a perflogs. Can you see perflogs? I'm selecting this folder and I'm going to put, let's say, execution of 2016, and what is the date today? 11, and what is the 12/11. Okay. Permission. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to create the result directory somewhere else. Let me do the result settings. Now not in perflogs, I'm going to create it in the shared drive, and then I'm going to create a folder called this one. Okay, now let me see. Let me go back there. Can you see start scenario? Can you see start scenario here? I'm going to click on that. Now can you see it is starting the users, 2 users at a time every 5 seconds. It is increasing the users. Can you see it has started 4 users, right? And also take a look here. Can you see how many past transaction? Also look at transaction response time here. Double click here. Can you see? You can see like each of the transaction, how long it is taking. You can see everything. See, I have started a performance test. Okay, now take a look here, everyone. Can you see how many transactions passed? And can you see that we are starting how it is going on? So you can see that average, what is the response time? So the maximum response time that we are seeing, let me make it a little bit smaller. What is this? Take a look, everyone, here. So you can see that my response time, most response time is actually action transaction. Can you see? For this action transaction is actually the whole script. To execute the whole script, it is taking 8.152 for the whole script. I'll give you a detailed explanation how you do it, but can you see for opening application, average response time is 0.54 second, that means less than 1 second. For login using created user, it is less than 1 second. For input customer info, it is less than 1 second, right? Can you see? So our test is running. We have so far one error. Can you see? We have one error. Click on it, and what is the error? You can see what is the error. Now CPU uses for load generator exceeded. Now can you see the load generator that we are using here? If you go there, localhost, right? If you go to task manager, go to performance, right? Can you see it is exceeding sometimes more than 100%? Can you see here? The CPU uses the machine, the CPU is going more than 100%. So our load generator is not able to handle the load generator that we are using for generating load here. Its CPU is not able to handle that much load. Our CPU, it is not an application problem. The machine that we are using for generating load, it is not able to handle the load. So that's why we saw an error message the CPU uses for load generator is not enough. Now our execution should be done. Now can you see any failed transaction? How many failed transaction we have here? 0. That means the users, 100 users, there should be now, we should be able to log in by using them. Is that correct? So we have executed, see, we have executed a performance test. Our performance test is done probably, yeah, our performance test is done. Now let's see what it's supposed to do, whether it was able to do. Now what was the user that we have in the script? Yeah, it's supposed to, if you go to parameter setup, can you see from 35 all the users should be what? Should be able to log in now. Now let me go there. Let me go there. Where is my virtual machine? This is my virtual machine. Now if I go there, if I try to log in, automate code 35, and what is the password? L12345. Can you see I am able to log in? But how this user is registered? If I try automate code 150, right? 150 and L12345. Can you see? It is not. I am not able to log in. Oh. Let's say 150. 150. Is not typing my 0. Oh. What is the problem? Automate code 150. The problem here, I cannot type their front end. It doesn't take that many characters. But when I am submitting it by load runner, it was able to submit. See, load runner is not a functional testing. What we said, it is a non-functional testing. Why? Because it is not using the UI. It is doing from the back door, right? In the front door, we cannot use even, we cannot input 150, but it was able to do it from the back door. That is why it is not a functional testing. It is a non-functional testing. Now, in their application, they do not have enough checkpoint. Although it is not taking 150 here or that many characters, but from the back door we are able to do it, but they do not have enough checkpoint to check it. Now, so automate code 35, automate code 36, we should be able to log in. We are able to log in. But when you go to automate code 100, by using the front end, we cannot input it. By using the front end, we cannot input it, but our test was able to do it. Our test was able to do it. Is it clear? The understanding? But how long does it take for 100 users to enroll 100 users? How long does it take? Let me show you. Now, I can do one thing here. Let me go to the now can you see result? Can you see analyze result? Everyone take a look here. Can you see result? Analyze result. Analyze result. From result menu I am clicking on analyze result. Now you see what happens now. Is it too much for today? Okay, now I will stop very soon, but I am trying to show you something from this execution, what actually happened. So if you come here and you saw that how we can make a machine not able to handle something, right? You have seen practically like how we can make a machine, how we can bring a backpoint, like how we can put it in a backpoint. It is not able to handle it. Now can you see number of views are how many? 10. So the test executed from 13:07:35 to 13:10:28. That means for 3 minutes within 3 minutes we were able to register how many users? How many users? 10. More than 100 users we were able to register, right? Now, can you everyone take a look here?
This is the complete time, right? The
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah, now take a look here. Running view users, can you see the way we have executed? Like we executed 2 users, then 4 users, 6, 7, 8. When it reached 10 users, can you see from 20 second to to that point 10 user executed, and then the user gradually fall, because when all the users are ramped up they keep driving. Can you see 10 user keep driving, and then you come here hits per second on the application. Every second how many hits was in the application? It was average 20 hits in the application per second. Hit means how many hits on the application. You can see everything. Can you see throughput? Remember we have discussed throughput in a given time through the data channel, how many bytes of data we are passing. Can you see transaction summary, which transaction executed how many times, right? Can you see average transaction response time? You can see many things. So those things we are going to discuss in details in our future class. But again, today we have one other thing I want to show you. So that is how you can bring the analysis, and then you can save the analysis file, save as, right? How you save the analysis? You can save the analysis to your this drive, and if you go there, remember we have created a folder, right? We have created a folder today. I'm going to there should be a folder here. Can you see execution of, can you see this folder? We have created that folder. I will be saving the analysis here. Okay, I'm creating a new folder here for the analysis, and I'm going to save the analysis here. Save. Now after saving the analysis, I want to show one last thing, then I will end up our today's session. If you go to your drive, and can you see here what is the folder that you have created today? What is the folder that you have created today? I think I have created in performance testing, and here can you see this folder? That is what we have created. Our log is stored here, right? If you go to here, can you see log file, and can you see how many driver we had? How many driver we had? 10 driver.
Yeah.
For 10 driver we had 10 file created. If you open any of the file, right, you will see what it did. So if you look for iteration, ending iter, each of them how many iteration each of them should executed? 10 iteration. Can you see ending iteration 1 here? Keep going, ending iteration 2, ending iteration 3, ending iteration 4, ending iteration 5, ending iteration 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No more iteration. Can you see? So 10 users executed how many times? 10 times each, and they in that way they registered 100 users. And can you see in the log we can see what is the what are the, you can see the user session, right? What was the user session generated? Then when you are registering the user, you will be able to see what are the, if you look for p user id, right? If you look for p user id from here, let's say p user id, right? Can you see automate code 189? This particular driver handled p user 189, then he handled 189, after that he handled p 190, right? Can you see? After that he handled p 191. In that way, every time he executed, he took a different user and he registered it. Is it clear? Now we did lot of things. Now the ball is in your court. What you are going to do? I have recorded everything. if I take the same class 10 times,